what can beat this? A cycle around the Northamptonshire countryside for a British Grand Prix weekend.
Well, when you invited me for a bike ride, this isn't what I had in mind.
Jake, you're gone too fast.
And here we are then, Eddie, Silverstone Village, former home of Eddie Jordan. Low gear, come on boys. Oh man, David, you're the only one not out of breath. Problem with you two is you never see eye to eye.
Should we knock on the door, EJ? Old time's sake, see if you're still welcome. They might have found a bunch of dry rot after you sold it to them.
We only wanted to check that Eddie Jordan left the house in a good state.
Very much so, yeah.
Right. Hello, Silverstone! Just a short pit stop for us. Eddie's picking his clothes for the weekend. So, welcome then. Here we go, British Grand Prix. Yes. Another win for Vettel.
Yeah, not
Well, let me just check out this. It's fantastic. I think it's as much the experience as it is the actual Grand Prix itself.
You still got your pyjamas on, lovely. Here we go then, guys, the 2011 British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
You know the thing I really love about coming underneath this Welcome to Silverstone bridge?
Go on.
Is that picture of me looking much younger.
I want to ride my...
We can't stop. Once we stop, we can't get going again.
I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride my bike. This has got so many memories from my childhood and my early racing career. I learned to drive my mother's car around the perimeter roads here when I used to come to the kart Grand Prix. The first racing car I drove down south was on this track. I camped here at the 1990 British Grand Prix.
Won it 9 years later.
Yeah,
cool.
Indeed, yeah.
Beyond any doubt, this is my favourite track. I always feel something special coming here. It's like the culmination of everything that happens during a season seems to happen at the Grand Prix at Silverstone. Oh, hang on, my glasses.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That was lucky.
You're right, are they okay?
Yeah. It's race morning. The queue. There'll be one person on the gate. We're gonna have fun. We're walking to the circuit. Look at all the people. Can you see anybody? Anybody you know? Is it bigger?
Just keeping the aircraft below this cloud you can see above it. He's formed the team now into Diamond 9 formation, our most famous formation. Pilots for next till they come in exactly on the hour of wrong. Now, the Royal Air Force team would only represent the Royal Air Force, but we're a very patriotic proponent of British excellence. So that's why you see quite a bit of press. This is a 5-4
Martin Brundle. Martin.
Silverstone, British Grand Prix, just another 25 points. Yeah, sure, absolutely fantastic. 120,000 people in the grandstands, and they're all looking forward to a great race. 28,000 of them camped overnight. Now, the red arrows have been through and torn a bit of a hole in one of the clouds because it's just started to rain a little bit. I'm hearing that most of the drivers have gone out on the intermediate tyres. Now, this is the new pit straight. For the first time in 61 years, the race is going to start here. Now, this is not an insignificant piece of racetrack. That is the old club corner that used to terrify and thrill us at the same time. And we used to come from Stowe flat out and trying to make a decision whether we were going to stay flat out through that corner. And people have lost their lives against that wall over there. So it has a great meaning, this piece of racetrack, even if it's never been at the start before. And see if we can find a driver. Sebastian Vettel's not on the grid at the moment. And we understand that Jensen is down there. Mark Webber is just coming through onto pole position here. And there then is the magnificent Red Bull locked out the front row again. Many of us thought that with the changing of the regulations that they might struggle a bit. Well, no chance, although they're still saying that reliability is one of their issues. Then when it rains, Jensen reckon get away with slicks to start?
No, this is very different than here at the back.
Really, where?
From turn 3 through to the end of Beckett's, I was on used inters, and I was good poodling round because it's so wet. So half the circuit is extreme wet, and half the circuit is almost dry. So it's a bit of a tough one to call, really.
Have you been able to set the car up? You had so little time this weekend, and so little dry running. I mean, you're on full tanks now. You must not have a clue what it's going to do.
No, we haven't done any high fuel running at all. So yeah, I really don't know what's going to happen, but it felt pretty bad then. But I think it's just the changing conditions. We get a good tyre on the car for the conditions, I think we'll be fine. And it's warm, it should dry out pretty quickly, but it's a difficult call for all of us, especially at the front.
Okay, good luck. Thanks for talking to us. Let's talk Sir Patrick Stewart first. Sir Patrick, Martin Brundle, BBC. How are you? Lovely to see you on the grid again. You're becoming quite a regular here. Let's try not to get run over by young Vettel.
No, although if you're going to get run over by anybody, the world champion wouldn't be a bad place to start, would it?
It wouldn't. I just wanted to hear your voice, to be honest, as much as anything. So, you're standing here by the Force India car. Is that your allegiance today?
Yeah, we're guests of Force India today, and McLaren, to a guest of Jensen. So our interests are a little bit divided. But with 3 British drivers in the first 10 places on the grid, this is an incredible day for us.
It is, isn't it? So hopefully we can give the fans an interesting race. Jensen was just telling me that it's full-on wet out the back of the track.
Yeah, I was seeing on just a few minutes ago on television, very wet, a lot of spray as well. It could be a really interesting afternoon. Another Montreal, maybe.
It's my first race, British Grand Prix, as the lead commentator. I could do with some of your voice later on, I'm sure. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much. We're just steaming in here and talking to Paul Di Resta. Wonderful job, Paul. Congratulations. And how's the track out there?
It's virtually dry here, but completely wet as you get to Brooklands and the other side of the track where the old pits complex were. I mean, aquaplaning everywhere, so tyre choice is going to be hard. And, you know, the sun's coming out at the moment, so just really going to have to sit down with the engineers and see if we've got anybody over there that can advise us on it.
The last thing you need is a wild gamble today, though, isn't it?
It is a wild gamble, but at the same point, if you look at the track here, it is dry. The other side, we were all over the place. On the rack stops aquaplaning, so not much you can really do. We're on an inter tyre, so it depends how quickly it will clear, but there's only, as you look at your watch, 18 minutes to go.
You were obviously looking at it before I was. And so, I mean, is it your call, do you think, in the end? I mean, who's going to make this critical decision?
It is a critical decision, but, you know, it's the first time I've been in this position on an inter tyre as well, so I'll just go and sit down with the engineer and really see what we've got forecast and where we think best to start.
Fortune favours the brave. Good luck. Ferrari here in third place. Now, I think this could be, the prancing horse could be the dark horse of this Grand Prix. They've been super quiet on this whole issue of diffusers and blown exhaust, and they've got a lot of new pieces on this car this weekend. There's a whole new rear wing. They exit the exhaust
differently. You can see the exhaust. This is the blown diffuser, the blown exhaust it's talking about. It just comes out of the side of the car here, so the driver keeps his foot on the throttle whenever he can to energize the underneath of that car to give themselves more downforce. And quietly, this car has got a lot of new pieces. They like the way that the changes have affected the cars. They think they've slowed Red Bull down, and they certainly appear to have slowed the McLarens down. And Fernando Alonso must quite fancy his chances here there as well. And this is the man that's on pole position. Excuse me, Christian. I wanted to have a quick word. Well, quick word. We've sorted the exhaust out now, all done. Bernie tells me you've all signed up and agreed and capitulated.
Hopefully we're pretty much there, so just waiting one signature, but hopefully it's now done and behind us.
Okay, this is the man I need to talk to. I just voiced over your lap for pole position. That was a brave lap, Mark.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it was tricky conditions. Same for everyone. We didn't have much of a sort of a build-up into Q3 and managed to get a very, very good lap together. So sensational to be on the front row on pole. And, you know, now we have obviously a mixed track in terms of conditions. So we need to get away well and then obviously make some decisions on tyres early in the Grand Prix.
And it's time now for the national anthem.